Jackson Radio Show.
Salon.com, the leftist, the extreme far left hack news site. It's not news. It's just left-wing propaganda and really crappy left-wing propaganda, to be honest. You'd think they'd be a little bit less transparent, but no. Salon.com is like, hey, everybody, we're here to brainwash you. So here's an article, a little bit more from the article that I was reading just a minute ago about Donald Trump's mental health. It says, Donald Trump's failures as a president have been compounded by his unstable personality and behavior. It has been reported by staffers inside the Trump White House that he is prone to extreme mood swings, is cantankerous and unpredictable, flies into blind rages when he does not get his way, is highly suggestible and readily manipulated, becomes bored easily and fails to complete tasks, is confused by basic policy matters, and is even unhappy and lonely. And despite the bragging about his strength and vitality during the 2016 presidential campaign, Trump appears to tire easy and easily succumbs to exhaustion. These people are not even paying attention. Trump is all over the place. Trump is not tired. He may be a lot of things, but he's not tired. And then they go on to interview Dr. Bandy Lee, a psychiatrist at Yale University who specializes in public health and violence prevention. She recently convened a conference that explored issues that related to Donald Trump's emotional health and how mental health professionals should respond to this crisis. It's a crisis. Donald Trump's mental health is a crisis. We're going to examine his mental health in a meeting where we get a whole bunch of us together and we all talk about his mental health. None of us have ever met him. None of us have ever sat in a room with him. None of us have ever treated him or given him any kind of therapy, but we're all going to analyze. We're going to psychoanalyze the president without him even being here. That's how good at our jobs we are. That's how amazing. That's what good people we are. We're not being negligent. We're not violating any medical ethics or anything like that. We just care about the country. It's a crisis, don't you see? Dr. Bandy Lee, when asked, how did a person like Donald Trump become president? You can really see all you need to know about this lady and probably how she practices psychology by her answer. She says, me being a psychiatrist, I will inevitably see things from that lens. I also tend to think about the social context that gives rise to current conditions. For me, the big shift in our society has been the increasing inequality. And with that, a certain segment of the population will end up suffering from an undue amount of poverty. A relative poverty, actually, deprivation, a lack of education, a lack of health care, and mental health care. All those will contribute to a worsening of collective mental health. That's why Donald Trump became president. We're all mentally ill. Not only is she trying to psychoanalyze the president, she's trying to psychoanalyze every single person who voted for him. Now, clearly, this woman is a leftist hack. I swear, I wonder how she carries on her therapy sessions. Some little kid comes in and she's like, I've been bullied. I have these feelings. I don't know. I think I might be gay. I might be a female. I don't know. All my friends are saying that they're trans and I don't know. This is the kind of doctor that would probably go, yes, of course. They'd stroke you on the head and they'd say, of course you're yes, you're transgendered. Of course you are. If she had a black patient, she probably came in there, oh, people are bullying me. People are bullying me. People aren't nice to me. I don't know what it is. She might say, oh, well, clearly you are being bullied because you are black. Clearly you are being bullied because you are disabled. Clearly all of your problems are because of other people. That's not psychology. I mean, that is psychology. You psychologically screw people up like that. Mark my words. There's going to be a rise in social justice warrior psychology. Because what are all these Antifa people going to do when they realize that they can't get a job and they have to move out of mom's basement eventually? What are they going to do? They don't have any marketable skills other than social justice activism and community organizing. And when they grow up and they become old and lonely and bitter and angry, they are going to wonder what it is that is wrong with them. And they are going to see a psychiatrist. And that psychiatrist, if her name is Dr. Bandy Lee, she is going to probably tell them that, oh, you did everything right. Oh, you just feel good about yourself. Here's a participation trophy. Here's some participation kudos. Just because you're here, yes, everyone deserves to feel good. Oh, you wasted your life? That's someone else's fault. Oh, you made a lot of poor decisions? That's someone else's fault. She even goes so far as to say, the situation has come to such a critical level. In fact, a state of emergency exists and we could no longer hold back. She's talking about her and her friends who started this conference about Donald Trump's mental health, of course, without Donald Trump even being there. This is such a violation of medical ethics. I can't believe these people still have licenses. Here's another psychiatry hack who is talking about a patient that she's never seen before.
I'm Dr. Gail Saltz. Where in the DSM do I turn to find this?
The DSM is a list of mental disorders, just in case you don't know.
Well, let me first say, I cannot diagnose Donald Trump. I don't know Donald Trump, but I would say that someone who spends time creating a very grandiose view of themselves, I'm the best in business, I'm sexually the best, all the women want me, and will break the rules, lie, do something unethical for the purpose of that, it certainly makes you think about intense narcissism, right? Everything has to refer to me, and I have to be the best.
I'm not going to diagnose him, but hang on a sec. Let me just diagnose him. And who doesn't want to be the best? Why is wanting to be the best a bad thing? Why is that a mental illness to you? Narcissism? That's something you want to figure out clinically, not based on some speeches and some policy prescriptions that you might not like. And she provides no examples whatsoever. She just expects you to know what she's talking about.
Interestingly, if you look at past presidents, great presidents who were ranked as the greatest, being grandiose or being very, very confident in believing in your skills actually correlates with greatness in presidents. However, when it also moved into being incredibly self-centered, in other words, no empathy, everything has to refer to me, I always have to be at the center and it has to be about me, that did not correlate with greatness. So the question is, where does it fall out there? Tells you a lot about what would make a great leader, let's say.
She says Donald Trump has no empathy. How do you know that? How do you know that the president lacks empathy? Don't you have to actually sit in a therapy session to figure that one out? How can you tell? I mean, clearly Trump has empathy for the most defenseless among us. I mean, he redistributed Title X money that was going to Planned Parenthood away from Planned Parenthood. He moved it to places who actually plan to be parents. He has a lot of empathy for our veterans. He's making it easier for them to be trained, easier for them to get jobs, easier for them to get medical care. He obviously cares about inner city children. He appointed Betsy DeVos. She's a big proponent of school choice. You know, that thing that teachers hate because then they actually have to work for their positions instead of handing out a bunch of participation trophies and calling it a day? No, he lacks empathy because he's not a social justice warrior like you are. Where did you get your doctorate from? Hogwarts? If Trump were the exact same person, had the exact same demeanor, exact same mentality, except he was promoting leftist principles, leftist anti-ideologies, I guarantee you this person would come out there and say, oh, he's absolutely mentally capable. He's totally okay to be president. I swear they should round up all the people at this conference on Trump's mental health and take away all of their licenses to practice. These people need shrinks. They don't need to be shrinks.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.